Now the topic before us is mastering comparisons in Python, exploring different comparison operators and examples. First of all, what is the meaning of comparison operators? In Python, comparison operators are used to compare two values or variables. What is the value or variable? You already know. We write it for, suppose A is 5, B is 6. So A is variable, 5 is value, B is variable, 6 is value. So in Python, comparison operators are used to compare two values or variables and return a Boolean value, true or false, whether A is equal to B, 5 is equal to 6, just like. Depending on the result of the comparison. What is the result of the comparison? It will be given as true or false. Now there are some common comparison operators and these are equal to or equals or double equal to, then not equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. These are the common comparison operators which are used in Python. Suppose we write 7 equals 8. Whether it is equal, both are equal. Whether 7 equals 8? No. 7 is lesser. So what is the answer? It is false. Output will be false. If we write 5 equals 5, what will be the output? The output will be true. If we write true equals false, whether it is true, the output will be false. Though I am writing T or F, it is only for the shortage of space. You should consider it as true or false. So now, if we consider not equal to, if we write 7 is not equal to 8, it is correct, it is true. So the output, the Python operator will return to us will be true. If we say 10 is less than 9, what will Python interpreter interpret it? Whether 10 is less than 9? No, it is false. Output will be false. If we say 10 is greater than 9, naturally the output will be true. If we write 9 is greater than 10, what will be the output? The output will be false. If we write 15 is less than or equal to 20, that is either of the two conditions has to be met. 15 is less than 20, it is okay. If we say 15 is equal to 20, it is false. One of the conditions. So the result will be true because 15 is less than 20, either of the two conditions. If we say 20 is more than or equal to 15, either of the two conditions, either 20 is more than or equal to, 20 is more than 15, either of the two conditions, it is true. But if we say 15 is more than or equal to 20, 15 is neither equal to 20 nor more than 20. That is, both the things are false. Neither it is more than nor it is equal to. So the answer will be false. So this will be the output which will be given by the Python interpreter. And we in this course will be using code editor which is VS Code. So now we do some more examples. If we use print function and write 25 is greater than 24 is less than 28. What will be the output? We will first evaluate first part. 25 is more than 24. True. Then we evaluate second part. 24 is less than 28. True. So both the comparisons are true. First part and second part both are true. The answer will be true. If we write print function and say true is equals true equals false, what will be the output? Which will be given by the Python interpreter. Firstly, true equals true. It is true. Whether true equals false, true is equal to false? No, it is false. So what is the result? This is a chained comparison. It is not a single comparison. Here it is a chain, true, false. It is a chained comparison. In case of chained comparisons, all the results have to be true for the final result to be true. If one is false, if any of these results is false, the overall result will be false. Here, one expression is true, other condition is false. So the answer will be false. In case of chained comparison, all the comparisons have to be true for the final result to be true. If we write print 25 equals 25 is not equal to 24. What is the first comparison? 25 equal 25. It is true. 25 not equal to 24. It is true. It is also a chained comparison. This is the first comparison. This is the second comparison. Two comparisons are there. So in case of chained comparison, if both the conditions or both the comparisons are true, only then the final outcome will be true. These operators, that is, we are here discussing the comparison operators. Comparison operators are also known as relational operators. Comparison operators are also known as relational operators. Relational operators have to work with various data types. Data types may be integers, or it may be floating numbers, or it may be Boolean values, true or false. However, it is important to note that in case of comparisons between strings, strings means apple and banana. If we want to comparison, the comparison will be on the basis of alphabetical order. We understand the same. Suppose we are having variable name 1 and in which string apple is stored. We are having another variable name 2 in which banana string is stored. We have another variable name 3 in which apple is stored. So now we will use print function. Print name 1 is equals name 2. What will be the output? In the first variable name 1 apple is stored. In the another variable name 2 banana is stored. So the output is false. Apple is not equal to banana. The string values contained in both are different. Next, if we write print, when we are using the print function, please note that though I am writing P in capital letter, it is has to be in small letter. It is only while writing we are using it in a uppercase. When we will be using it in writing on code editor, we will write print P in small case, lower case. When we will using print name one is more than name two, what will be the answer? Whether apple is greater than apple is greater than banana, the output will be false because A comes before B in alphabetical order. Further, A has less Unicode value as compared to B. Unicode has about 1,49,000 characters. Unicode supports this number of characters, and these characters may be letters, emojis, numbers. Unicode has assigned Unicode values to these thousands of characters, and as per that Unicode, A has less Unicode value. So as A has less Unicode value, here we are comparing name 1 with name 2. That is, apple is greater than banana. Here we will be in fact comparing A with B. First character. A has less Unicode value, so the answer will be false. If we say print name 1 equals name 3, if you say with the casual approach, both in both name 1 and name 3 apple is written, you may say that answer will be true. You may say, but Python interpreter will say it is false. Why? Because you will see that in case of name 1, apple A is in uppercase. In case of name 3, A is in lowercase. Python interpreter recognizes case sensitivity. That is, it differentiates between lowercase and uppercase. It will regard, Python interpreter will think or assume that both the values are different. Even in the case of variable, if we write name 1 and in other case we write name 1, the Python interpreter or Python will take both these as different variables. So Python considers case sensitivity, uppercase and lowercase. It differentiates between lowercase and uppercase. So now if we write print name 1 is lesser than name 2, as already told, A has lesser Unicode value. So here we are saying that, in fact saying that A is less than B. Here we are making comparison on the basis of Unicode value. In fact, we will be comparing on the basis of Unicode value. So it is true. A also comes before B in alphabetical order. We can also say that in this way, what comes after? 1 comes earlier, 2 comes after, 2 has more value. In the same way, A, B, C, D. B has lesser Unicode value. Unicode has prescribed different values to different characters. We are here only giving example. A has less Unicode value, so apple is less than banana. So now we will be making use of VS Code, that is Python code interpreter, code editor. We will be making use of code editor to understand the practical aspect, how the comparison operator behaves in practical. Now we will be doing practice of comparison operators on code editor, that is here we will be using VS Studio Code. So here we assume A is a variable and it contains value 5. B is another variable and it contains value 6. Now we will be using print function A equals B. So what is the output? Let us see. It is false because 5 is not equal to 6. However, if A is 6, B is 6, the result would have been true. Now we will be using print A is not equal to B. The output will be true because 5 is not equal to 6. So now the next, print A is greater than B. What is A? 5. 5 is greater than 6. No, it is false. So here you will see the false. This is false. Next, print A is less than B. That is the value contained in A variable, that is 5 is less than 6. It is true. Let us run and find. Here it is true. Next, print function A is greater than or equal to B. That is whether 5 is greater than or equal to B, whether 5 is greater than or equal to 6. No, it is false. Let us use run function. Here you will see it is false. We will now print A is less than or equal to B. What it means? It means that whether 5 is less than or equal to 6. In actual, 5 is less than 6. So here the result will be true. You can see here it is true. Now we will use another print A plus 1 is not equal to 6. So what is here given? Here it is given parenthesis is there. So here the Python interpreter or code editor will firstly interpret this, solve this A plus 1. It means A plus 1 means 5 plus 1, 6. 6 is not equal to 6. Whether it is correct? No, it is not correct. 6 is equal to 6. So answer will be false. You can see here that the Python interpreter has interpreted that it is not correct. If we write print, if we write, take another, A is equal to 7, B is equal to 8, and we use print function, print A plus B is not equal to 14. What is the meaning of A plus B? Here we will be have to use, because here it is in green color, that is, it means that it is not properly considering. Here it is the proper. Here a plus b is in parentheses, in brackets. So firstly we will have to solve a plus b. A plus b means 7 plus 8, 15. 15 is not equal to 14. It is true, because 15 is equal to 15, not equal to 15. Here it is given that 15 is not equal to 14. It is true, because 15 is equal to 15. So the answer is true. So here we have done the practical of comparison operators such as equal, equal, not equal to, less than, greater than, and all these comparison using all these comparison operators on code editor, you have understood how the Python interpreter actually interprets these comparison operators. Here are some practice questions for you to solve. First is print 15 equals 10, and then there are other questions. You may do it yourself. However, we will be also solving it so that there is no confusion. First is 15 equals 10. You know that 15 is greater than 10 in value, so the output will be false as given by the Python interpreter, or we can also write it as false. 5 is not equal to 4. Second, print is the function which we will be using in code editor, and we will have already used VS Code. So when we will use print 5 is not equal to 4, what will be the output? It will be true. Next is print 8 is less than 10 is less than or equal to 10. It is a chained comparison. First we'll be solving first part, then second part. 8 is less than 10. This is true. Next part, 10 is less than or equal to true, equal to 10. 10 is less than or equal to 10. Either of the two conditions. Here 10 is equal to 10. It is true. That is, first part is true, second part is true. In case of chained comparison, both the conditions have to be true for the overall result to be true. If any of the conditions is false, in case of chained comparison, the overall result will be false. 5 is greater than 6. What will be the output given by the Python interpreter? 5 is greater than 6. False. It is not true, because 6 is greater than 5. 4.6 is greater than or equal to 2.3. Naturally, 4.6 is greater, and it is not equal to, it is more than 2.3. So it will be interpreted as true, because 4.6 is greater. Next, here again there are 5 questions, 6 to 10. You may solve it yourself, or we will solve it also for you. Print 10 is less than or equal to 10. Any of the two conditions. 10 is less than 10. No. 10 is equal to 10. True. So the answer will be, or the output will be true, because one of the conditions is okay. Next, 13 is not equal to 13. 13 is always equal to 13. So the output is false. Print 2 is less than 3 is less than 3. It is a chained comparison. First 2 is less than 3, true. 3 is less than 3, false. In case of chained comparison, all the conditions have to be true. All the comparisons have to be true for the overall result to be true. Here, one comparison is true, other is false. So our answer will be, or the Python interpreter will interpret it as false. Next, 9 is greater than or equal to 9. Here you will see that here 9 is in integer, whole number. Here is nothing sort of decimal. But in case of second 9.0, it is a floating number. If we write 9, 8, it is an integer. But if we write 9.6, 7, 8.5, 7.4, these are floating numbers. These are integers. Here 9 is integer, 9 is a float, 0.0 is a floating number. However, the Python interpreter will interpret it as true. Both are equal because the Python will convert the integer into floating number for the purpose of comparison. It will automatically convert integer into floating number. So next is f is x is equal to 6, print x equals 6, whether the x is equal to 6 equals 6, it is true because the value contained is same. Now the topic before us is making decisions in Python using logical operators. First is, what is the meaning of logical operators? Logical operators are used to combine multiple conditions and evaluate them as a single Boolean expression, true or false. There are three logical operators, and that are and, or, and the third one is not. That is, these are the three main logical operators in Python. Now we will discuss each of these one by one. First is AND. This operator, that is the AND operator, checks if both the conditions connected by it are true. If both the conditions are true, the overall expression evaluates to true. Otherwise, the result will be false. First of all, we must understand what is the truth table of AND. This is the condition of A, this is B, and this is when we use operator AND, A and B. This is B. First is, if both the conditions are true, the result will be true. In all other cases, if any of the conditions is false, the result will be false. Suppose if there is true, first condition is true, second is false, the result will be false. If here first is false, then and the second is true, then the overall result will be false. If both the conditions are false, the overall result is also false. We understand this conditions with the help of an example. Suppose we have age is equal to 19, score is equal to 82, and we use the print function age is more than 18 and score is more than 80. Here, this is the first expression, this is the second expression, and this is the AND operator. What is the first condition? Age is more than 18. What has been given to us? 19. So this is true. First condition is true. Score is what is has been given to us? Score is more than 80. Here what is given? Score is 82. This is also true. First condition true, second condition true, and is the operator. What is the overall result? True. True and true, true. Suppose if age is print function is used and age is written as more than 19 and score is equal to 82. If this is the expression given, what will be the output? What is the first expression? Age is more than 19. What is the age given in the question? Here we are having age variable containing value 19. So this is first condition is false. First expression is false. What is the second expression? Score 82. What has been given? Score 82. This is true. So when any of the conditions is false, the result is false. It may be added that if the first expression is false, we need not to go to the second expression and calculate whether it is true or false, because both the conditions have to be true for the result to be true. If both the results are true, both the conditions are true, only then the result will be true. If the first expression is false, we need not to calculate whether the second condition is true or not, because the overall result will be false. Next is OR operator. The expression using OR is true if at least one condition connected by it is true. That is, if in an expression OR is used, if any of the conditions is true, overall result is true. It only evaluates to false, the overall result is false when both the conditions are false. What is the truth table of AND OR? A, B, A and B. If both are true, then it is true. If one is true, other is false, then also it is true. If one is false, other is true, then it is also true. If both are false, then the result is false. It means that if any of the two conditions is true or both the conditions are true, the result is true. However, if both the conditions are false, the overall expression will result into false. We understand the same with the help of example. We have A is equal to 8, B is equal to 5. We use print function. A is more than 5 or B equals 4. So what is here? A is more than 5. What is given? A is equal to 8. It is true. So here, when one condition is true, first condition is true, we need not to go further. However, we will check it. What is B equal equals 4, it is false because b is equal to 5. Here it is given. So though we have checked the second expression whether it is true or false, we need not to check it because in case of OR operator, one condition, if the first expression is true, we need not to check the second expression. However, we have checked it, so the overall result will be true. So next, if we use print function and here we write a is more than 8 or b is less than 3, a is more than 8, what is given? A is equal to 8. So what is the result? A is more than 8 is false. B is less than 3? No, B is equal to 5. B is not less than 3. Rather, it is equal to 5. So, it is false. So, here both the conditions are false. So, overall result will be false. As already told, if any of the expression is true, we need not to calculate or evaluate whether the second expression is true or false. If the first is true, we will leave it and the overall result will be true. Next is not. It reverses the truth value of the condition following the not operator. In other words, if the original proposition is true, applying not operator makes it false, and if the original proposition is false, applying not operator makes it true. That is, false will become true, true will become false. This is the truth table of not. A, not A. False will become true, true will become false. This is the truth table. Suppose we have A is equal to true, and if we use print function, print not A, what will be the output? The output will be false. If B is false and we use print function, the Python interpreter will interpret it as print not B. The Python interpreter will give the output as true because we have here written not B. Not B means not false. Not false means true. Here A was given as true and we wrote not A. Not A means not true. If a thing is not true, it becomes false. So now we will be using the practical aspect. We will see how the Python interpreter interprets these operators. We will be making practical use of these three operators and, or, and not. Now we take variables a and b with values 9 and 4 respectively. Now we will be using print function. A is more than 4 or b is less than 10. What it will result into? So here what is given? A is more than 4. Here A is equal to 9. So here it will be true. Or what is the second part? It is B is less than 10. Here B is 4. So it is also true. In case of, we have already learnt in case of OR table that a truth table for OR that any condition has to be true so that the final result is true. If any of the condition is true, if both the conditions are false, naturally the result will be false. But if either of the condition is true or both the conditions are true, the result will be true. Here both the conditions are true, so it means the result is true. We will run, so here you will see result is true. Now again print, here a is less than 4 or b is less than 3. So now here what is given? Here what we are solving, and it is shown in green color, it not taken into consideration by the code interpreter. That is, the Python interpreter will not interpret what is given after slash. We are here only explaining how the Python interpreter is interpreting it. So here a is equal to 9. Here the condition is a is less than 4. It is false because a is more than 4. Next, second part is b is less than 3. It is also false. We have already learned in case of truth table of OR that in case both the conditions are false, the ultimate answer is false. Here we will use run. Here you will see answer is false. Next, we will use print a is less than 4 or b is less than 13. What is given here? Here a is less than 4. Whether a is less than 4? No. It is wrong because a is more. Other is b is less than 13. b here is given as b is equal to 4. So it is naturally true. So it means false or true means we have already learned from truth table of OR that any of the conditions has to be true for the final result to be true. So here the final result will be true. Let us see. You will see here that it is true here. Next, we write variable a and b with values 7 and 3 respectively. We use print a is less than 3 or b equals 3. So what is the output or will be the output? A is less than 3? No, it is false because a is 7 or b equals 3. Okay, it is true because b is in fact equal to 3. It is true. False or true means true because any of the conditions have to be true for the final outcome to be true. If we write a is equal to false, that is the variable a has value is equal to false, it is a boolean value. If we write print not a, that is we are saying not false. Not false means true. If we say something to a person that this statement is not false, what it means that this statement is true. So not false means true. If we write a is equal to 5 and we write c is equal to true, that is a has value 5 and c has boolean value true, and we write print a is less than or equal to 5 and c, that is here we are not only using less than operator and assignment operator equal to, we are also using c, that is the boolean value. What is the result? A is less than or equal to 5. One of the conditions, a is equal to 5, it is true, and c is equal to true. True and true means true. We have already learned from truth table that both the conditions have to be true for the final outcome to be true. If any of the conditions in where the AND operator has been used is false, the final outcome will be false. Here both the results are true, so the final outcome is true. Let us see here. It is C. Here we have written in uppercase. Let it write in lowercase. Now see what is the result. Here you will see that it is true. If while writing your code, if we use wrong case, that is here should have used lowercase in case of C, because variable C was in the lowercase. It is, we have already learned that while we are writing variable names, it is preferred that the variable names should be written in lowercase. So here we had written C in uppercase and it has resulted into an error. So when we had written C in lowercase, that is the correct variable name has been given, the result is there that it is true. So now in this practical session, we have learnt about the logical operators and, or, and, not, and hope you might have practically seen how the Python interpreter interprets these operators. Now we will be doing the practice questions. What is the output of the following code? You may solve it yourself. However, we will be also solving it. Here, what is given? Here, AND operator has been used. In case of AND operator, you have already learned that there is a truth table that if both the conditions are true, then it will result into true. If any of the conditions is false, then it will result into false. What is here given? A is true, print A true and false. A is true, B is false. True and false means false, because in case of AND operator, both the conditions have to be true to result into true. So here the answer will be, or the Python interpreter will give the output as false. Next is, what is the result of following expression? Here AND operator has been used. What is given? X is more than 5. Naturally, it is 10. It is true. True. And Y is less than 15. Y is more than 15. Here it is false. So as per truth table of AND, it is false, because both the sides of the expression, that is the first expression and second expression, both the results have to be true to result into true. Here one of the conditions is false, other is true. So the result is false. Next is, what does the following code print? X is equal to 5. Print not X is equal to equals 5. Here not X means not X is equal to 5. It is true. That is, it means what is given to us? Not true. Print not true. Not true means false, because not false becomes true, true becomes false in case of not operator. Here the expression given is true, so not true is false. Now the fourth question is, a website requires users to be at least 13 years old or have parental consent to register. When we go to register at any website, Sometimes there are conditions put forth therein that a person should be of specified age or should have some parental consent to register. This is the same situation. Create a logical expression to check if a user meets these requirements. So here what is given? Age has to be greater than or equal to 13 or has parental consent. In a hypothetical question, we assume that age is 9, has parental consent, true. This is a hypothetical question that if a child is only 9 years old but he has parental consent. Now can register is equal to if age is more than or equal to 13 or has parental consent. Now we will use print function. Can register. Now the Python interpreter will give the output whether the user has whether user can register or not. It will evaluate both the conditions. What is the age? Age is 9. As already told, in case of OR operator, any of the conditions has to be true so that the overall result is true. So here age is 9. But what is the condition put forth by the website? Age has to be more than or equal to 13. So first is false. First condition has not been met. Next is or has parental consent. That is the child has parental consent to register to the website. So second one is true. So what will be the overall result? False or true? In case of truth table of or, we had learned that any of the two conditions has to be true to result into true. So here second condition is true. So the overall result will be true. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.